Welcome to another lesson from Excel with L. This is the first lesson in our series, Words Often Confused. In today's lesson, we will look at the differences between the verbs to lie and to lay. We begin with the verb to lie. Now we will look at two different meanings of this verb. The first meaning is the one that is here displayed, and it reads, to be in a horizontal position, for example, on a bed, on the floor, on a couch, on the sand at the beach, or any other supporting surface. Below the definition, there is a table that displays the different verb forms of this verb to lie. We have lie or lies. I lie on the bed, but the cat lies on the bed. The simple past tense of this verb, lay. Your present participle, that form of the verb that you need to form your continuous tenses, is lying. And then the past participle is laying. Now, I want you to bear in mind that these verb forms are for this definition of the verb to lie. Because when we move on to the other definition of the verb to lie, you will see that some of the verb forms are different. Now let's look at some examples where we have this verb being used. Number one, Brielle lies on the couch while her mother reads to her. So here we have the simple present tense of the verb to lie being used. Number two, yesterday, Brielle lay on the couch while her mother read to her. So we have this sentence expressed in the simple past tense. Now I want you to pay careful attention to the simple past tense of the verb to lie. Now, it is very common for people to make mistakes in their use of the simple present tense and the simple past tense forms of this verb. So, it is common, for example, to hear somebody express something like, when I get home on afternoons, I lay on the couch before I do my homework. Now, this is incorrect. What the person has expressed in this sentence is a habitual action, something that is done on afternoons. So therefore, the tense that should be used here is the simple present tense. And the simple present tense form of the verb to lie, with the meaning to be in a horizontal position on a supporting surface, is lie or lies. So it should be, when I get home on afternoons, I lie on the couch before I do my homework. So please ensure that you understand the present tense, the simple present tense, and the simple past tense forms of this verb so that you can use them correctly in your speech and your writing. Let's move on to number three. Brielle was lying on the couch while her mother was reading to her. So this sentence is expressed in the past continuous tense. So you need the present participle of the verb in order to form the past continuous tense. Please note that the present participle of this verb is not laying. Quite often again, you hear people say things like, I am laying on the floor. Now that is incorrect. When we move on to look at the verb to lay, you would see that one of the meanings is to produce an egg. So certainly if you say, I am laying on the floor, we know that your intention is not to convey the meaning that you are producing eggs on the floor. But when you do say that you're laying on the floor, that is the meaning of that there. And then number four, Brielle has lain on the couch for hours. So please bear in mind the past participle of the verb to lie that conveys this meaning is not laid. Again, very often we hear people say things like, I have laid hay for a long time. That is incorrect. The past participle is lain. And you need it to form your tenses like your present perfect tense and your past perfect tense. In number 4, this sentence is expressed in the present perfect tense. Good. So we move on now to our second definition of the verb to lie. And the definition here is to utter an untruth or to say something that is not true. Now, take a look at the table. The table again, it displays the different verb forms of the verb to lie that carries the meaning to utter an untruth. And if you compare this table to the table from before on the previous slide, you will notice that the simple past tense and the past participle of the verb to lie, meaning to utter an untruth, those forms are different from the verb forms of the verb to lie that carries the meaning to be in a horizontal position on a supporting surface. So please, you note the difference. Now let's look at the examples that demonstrate different uses of the verb to lie. So in the simple present tense, the naughty girl lies to her parents about her whereabouts. We want to convert that sentence now to the simple past tense. It becomes, the naughty girl lied to her parents about her whereabouts. In number 3, the sentence is expressed in the present continuous tense. So there you need the present participle of the verb to lie. The naughty girl is lying to her parents about her whereabouts. And then we use the past participle lied to form our tenses. For example, the present perfect tense and the past perfect tense. So here, number 4, the naughty girl has lied to her parents. This sentence uses the past participle. You combine it with the verb to have in order to form the present perfect tense in this case. We move on now to the verb to lay, and we will look at 2 definitions of this verb. Now, the first definition is to gently and carefully put someone or something down in a horizontal position, like what you do when you put a baby into a crib. Another meaning is to produce eggs, of course, like what hens do. Now, even though this verb has 2 different meanings, well, let me just make the point that these are not the only meanings of the verb to lay, but I'm just looking at 2 of those meanings. So even though the verb has different meanings, I want you to take note of the fact that the verb forms here are the same. So whether you're talking about lay as in producing eggs, or lay as in to gently and carefully put someone or something down, the verb forms are the same. So in the simple present tense, lay or lays, your simple past tense, laid, your present participle, laying, and your past participle, laid. Let's look at example number 1. Ariane lays the table for dinner. And I also have to demonstrate the second meaning. The hen lays 1 egg daily. So we see the use of the verb to lay in the simple present tense to convey both meanings. Number 2, Ariane laid the table for dinner. The hen laid 1 egg. Sentence number 3 now, we see that the present participle of the verb to lay is laying. So remember, the present participle of the verb to lie is lying. But for to lay, the present participle is laying, and you ought not to confuse the 2. So Ariane is laying the table for dinner. The hen is laying an egg. And then we have number 4, Arion has laid the table. The hen has laid an egg. So we have the use of the past participle laid in order to form the present perfect tense. So what have you learned? Now that we have examined the differences between the verbs to lie and lay, let's see if we can use those two verbs correctly in sentences. It reads, choose the correct verb from the brackets to complete each sentence. Number one, Care is laying, or is it that Care is lying on the brand new sofa? Now think about it. Which verb are we looking at here? Is it to lie or to lay? The answer is to lie. In particular, the one that carries the meaning to be in a horizontal position on a supporting surface. Now, do you remember what is the present participle of that verb? Yes, it is lying. Therefore, we say Care is lying on the brand new sofa. Now, were we to say Care is laying, we would be given the meaning that he is laying eggs on the sofa. And of course, that is not the meaning that we wish to convey. Number two, yesterday the hen laid or lay an impressive egg. So maybe the egg was bigger than usual. Again, you ask yourself, what verb should we use here? And you are correct, lay, the one that means to produce an egg. Now, what is the simple past tense of that verb? Yes, it is laid. Hence, yesterday the hen laid an impressive egg. Number three, the dog has lain or has laid in the same spot since this morning. So we're looking at the verb to lie again, the one with the meaning to be in a horizontal position on a supporting surface. Now, do you remember what is the past participle of that verb? No, it is not laid, but lain. So the dog has lain in the same spot since this morning. Now, if we say the dog has laid in the same spot, it means that this poor dog has been producing eggs in this same spot since morning. And clearly, that is not what we're trying to convey here. And then number four, the helpful uncle laid or lay the sleeping toddler on the bed. So again, what we need here is the verb to lay, as in to put down. Now, what is the simple past tense of that verb? Yes, you are correct. It is laid. So therefore, the helpful uncle laid the sleeping toddler on the bed. And there you go. We have come to the end of the differences between the verbs to lie and to lay. Please ensure that you understand the differences so that you're able to correctly use these two verbs in your speech and writing. Now, if you have found this content to be useful, kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel Excel with L. If you have already subscribed, kindly share our channel with your friends so that they too can receive information from us.